Welcome to the Patriot Prepper Podcast. I'm your host, Grizz, helping you prepare the best you can for the worst of times. Real quick note here, it's not going to be a full episode, but a real quick note on my lessons learned on my solar oven. My first test bake seemed to go okay. I did not have it sealed up very well, no tape and no caulking, but that seemed to work well. It took a long time to get to 200 degrees, but eventually did. So from there I went and caulked all the caulked the seams, taped up some seams as well on the inside, painted the inside black, and put it out back in the sun. And boy, let me tell you, it got to 200 degrees in 15 minutes. 15 minutes. I was impressed. So I walked away from the sun oven, let it do its thing, came back, and I was surprised to see that some ideas did not work. Number one, I noticed the glass cracked. That was a bummer. The glass I purchased at Lowe's. It's like picture frame glass, 24 by 26. Nothing fancy. However, I did have to cut it about a ½ inch to fit inside the frame I had built for the glass. So today, I took out the cracked glass and adjusted the inside of the frame to fit the factory size glass. I did not have to cut the glass. I have all nice factory cut sides to it. There's no fractures from the cuts or any cuts that I made. So I'm hoping that will improve the performance of the glass. Second lesson, the foil-backed styrofoam I put on the inside cannot handle 200 degrees. So did I research enough? No, I did not. I really thought the foil would protect the styrofoam a little bit, but the styrofoam could not take the 200 degrees, especially the back part, the vertical back piece. It really melted, and the foil peeled away from the styrofoam, and after I yanked that piece out of the solar oven, I could see how the styrofoam was cooking, melting, bubbling, what have you, whatever term you want to use. So I took all that foam out. I have since put regular, if you want to call it that, fiberglass insulation into the walls of the solar oven. That's fiberglass insulation you have in your walls of your home, or most of you do. And then I put plywood on the inside. That worked just fine out in the sun yesterday. No indications of problems with that method. So plywood on the outside, plywood on the inside with fiberglass stuffed between the two into the walls. So just a little background on the solar oven. It will be sun tracking. I have a sun tracking sensor I bought on Amazon. I think it was $7. I have a gear motor mounted to the bottom of the sun oven. And the sun oven sits on a Lazy Susan. And that all sits on a stand. The gear motor will be fed by a 12-volt battery, and the sun sensor will provide electricity to the gear motor when the sensor does not have sunlight on it. So that's how it tracks the sun. As the sun moves, the sensor will get a shadow. That will provide electricity then to the gear motor, which will turn the sun oven to the sun. I installed that block for the sun sensor today. It's, if you can imagine a block of wood with a slot cut into it, that's where the sun sensor sits, deep into that slot. And that block of wood is canted about, I would say 40 degrees on top of the sun oven, attached to the top of the sun oven at about 45 degrees. And the wire comes down to the gear motor. So there you go. That's some real quick lessons I learned on this sun oven. It's been fun building it. It's much cheaper than buying a commercial sun oven, which are $185, $200, and they're just cheap plastic stuff that could crack if you have to move it or it gets cold. I just think the commercial ones are a little cheap and flimsy. Mine is plywood. It's more stable than the cheaply made yet expensive solar ovens. So just two quick lessons learned on my solar oven. This won't be a full episode. I just thought I'd drop this in. It's been a busy week. I will be working on episode number 2 here soon, so hopefully you can look out for that. I'm not sure when I'll be able to post it. I have signed up for some extra work and as well as family issues going on here at the house, so stand by for the next episode. So I appreciate you stopping by. Look forward to providing the next episode for you. And I'll leave you with this. It's better to have and not need than to need and not have. God bless America.